I want to bring in former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani and a journalist who's been working on the story of Lyle and Eric Menendez for literally decades, Robert Rand. Robert, I want to begin with you because you were at the news conference. You found the DA's remarks disappointing. Why?
I was disappointed. I was not surprised. Nathan Hochman, in his media tour of the last few months, certainly telegraphed what his feelings were, and those were negative about the brothers. And he made several factual errors in his presentation this afternoon. One of them was that Jose Menendez was kneecapped. He was shot in the knees to make it look like a mob hit. And you can go to my Instagram right now. I'm Robert Rand. And you can see a photo of Jose Menendez's knees, and there are not gunshots.
Neama, you've previously worked with DA Hochman, and I wonder what your thoughts are about the case that he is questioning. He's questioning the authenticity of Eric Menendez's undated letter to his cousin. He's asking about why it wasn't raised before. And could you address Robert's point about factual inaccuracies?
Well, I know Nathan Hochman, and I believe Robert when he says the letter is authentic. But Nathan really went after the two key pieces of evidence, the new evidence that was the basis of the habeas petition. The first is the letter. And Hochman said that, look, it's not reliable because it's a photocopy. I haven't seen the envelope, and it's something that the defense should have had. But he went further, and he said that it was inconsistent with Eric's testimony. Eric said he talked to his cousin 6 years earlier about the alleged abuse. And this letter was obviously dated 8 months. And importantly, he said that it was cumulative and it wouldn't add anything because both Eric and his cousin testified at that second trial, and therefore the letter doesn't add anything new. And he also went after the declaration from Roy Rosello, the member of the boy band Menudo, and he said that declaration came to light in 2022. So it really wouldn't have changed anything about the brothers' state of mind in 1989. So all of that, and including the delay, Hochman said that this letter was known as early as 2015. It was part of a Barbara Walters interview. So he thought the defense delayed, and for that reason, he's going to recommend that the habeas petition be denied.
Robert, what do you say to the fact that this letter is being questioned in terms of its authenticity?
Andy Cano and Eric Menendez exchanged hundreds of letters. And the fact that Andy Cano did not remember one paragraph from one of these hundreds of letters is not surprising to me. So I think D.A. Hochman is wrong when he says, why didn't this letter come out before? And I'm really upset with his dismissal of the Menendez-Menudo connection. I was the EP of the documentary on Peacock, and that was a documentary that was put together by a team of investigative reporters. And the dismissal of that evidence is really a slap in the face of sexual abuse survivors.
Neama, now what? I mean, DA Hochman once again offered no recommendation on resentencing. Clemency, though, is still on the table. Is Governor Gavin Newsom now the last hope for the Menendez brothers to secure freedom?
Laura, he may be. And obviously the governor can step in at any time and pardon or commute their sentence. And that's still an option, but the governor says he wants to wait to see how this process plays out. The next would be resentencing. And we know former District Attorney George Gascon did initiate that process. But Nathan Hochman really telegraphed his hand today when he talked about the lies, those 5 lies. And, you know, when he was pressed by the local media here in LA, do you believe that the brothers were abused? I believe they were abused, but Nathan Hochman didn't really take a position on it. He said there's no new corroborating evidence of the abuse. And when he was asked, would it change your mind if you directly spoke to Eric and Lyle? He said it would not. So I think that in a couple of weeks, when that resentencing recommendation is due, Nathan Hochman is going to come out against resentencing. So the question is, what will a judge do? Is he going to take the unprecedented step of saying that Eric and Lyle should be resentenced and be eligible for parole? Of course, then it'll end up on Gavin Newsom's desk anyway, because he needs to accept or reject the parole board's recommendation.
I'm curious to see how both the brothers and the family think as this continues to fall out. Robert Rand, Neama Rahmani, thank you both.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.